Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Loik Radzhabov versus Abdul Kareem Al-Sewady. My pick for this fight is Loik Radzhabov. My heart's not totally into it, but it's enough into it for me to have bet on him at plus 140. Small bet. I think there's a little bit of value there, and there's a chance he next levels Abdul Kareem Al-Sewady, who still doesn't have that signature win yet. And I think Loik Radzhabov, despite looking a little more vulnerable as of late, which I'll get to in a second, he's still only lost to really good fighters. So this could be a case of just that next level. Like Alex Perez maybe against Muhammad Makayev, or even Jairzinho Rozenstruik for Shamil Gaziev. You have an unproven youngster going up against a proven but vulnerable veteran. And here, Radzhabov, even though he's got five losses, I wouldn't say he's so vulnerable. He's only been finished once, actually, and it was in his last fight to Mateusz Rebecki. He was knocked out, and really the story of the loss was leg kicks. And leg kicks, I would say, are Radzhabov's biggest weakness, unless you can take them down and go through them like a Natan Schultz did, mounting them. But most people weren't going to have that option available against Loik Radzhabov, and leg kicks will be their biggest weapon. That was the case in Natan Schultz, even though he dominated on the ground, mounting Loik Radzhabov. He had a lot of success with the leg kicks as well, just like Rebecki, as did Raush Manfio, another guy to beat Loik Radzhabov. And that's the thing. These are the guys that have beaten him. Those two guys I just mentioned beat him in the championship fight in the PFL for their tournament championship, the 5-round $1 million fight. So he's only lost in high profile fights. And even before that, his first loss was to Rashid Magomedov. And that was a fight that was really settled at kicking range. He couldn't get through the kicks again in that one. And I thought he was just a step behind. So it's his biggest weakness, the kick specifically, but being chopped up on the feet. And I don't think that's going to be a path to victory for Abdul Kareem Al-Sewady. I think Al-Sewadi's got excellent striking. And I think he's uh, really diverse, switches stances every other second, which theoretically opens up a lot more opportunities and whatever. But I don't think that's going to lead to uh, a leg kicking battle, one where he's able to take out the legs of Loik Radzhabov. I think, in fact, it might open up counters for Loik Radzhabov, as might the kicks themselves if he's throwing kicks. And Abdul Kareem Al-Sewady, his biggest weakness is his chin. He's been knocked out 3 times. All three of his losses are knockouts. He was steamrolled in like 30 seconds 10 years ago, which that was 10 years ago. And then somewhat recently, he's lost twice by knockout. A spinning back elbow to Juan Santiago, and then this step-in knee, or like a half a kick type of knee, whatever, some weird knee strike that this guy Dumar Roa landed on him. But all three losses are his chin failing him getting dropped to the mat, and if not knocked unconscious like he was against Juan Santiago, then put away. So I feel like it's no coincidence that all three losses are by TKO, and I don't think I don't think it's likely that it would happen here, but I do think that if the guy lost 5 fights in the UFC, Al-Sewady, a good portion of them, I'll say at least 3 of them, are going to be by knockout. So it's a weakness of his moving forward. But here, and Loik Radzhabov could capitalize on that weakness. Loik Radzhabov, I think, is a little underrated as a striker, and he's certainly got power. He's a fucking tank, the Tajik tank. But I would think a victory for Radzhabov involves him getting inside, slowing down the movement of Sewady, and bullying him around, getting him to the ground or pinning him against the cage, and in general, just slowing him down. And that is my prediction. I've got Loik Radzhabov slowing him down and winning on points. I think Radzhabov, again, he's only lost to really good fighters. Everybody I mentioned, and also Alex White, which was a close fight, and he won the rematch anyway by decision. Those are all, everybody he lost to in the PFL is a very good fighter, near championship level, if not a champion. And his one loss in the UFC is to Mateusz Rebecki, who was fucking soaring and looking really good. And Rebeshki also out-grappled him there, threatened him on the ground and on the feet, beat him up. So it wasn't a great loss. And between him getting knocked out in his last one and also getting half knocked out against Esteban Ribovic in the at the very end of round two, there's definitely some doubt in the durability overall of Loik Radzhabov. And I'm not just talking about leg kicks anymore. I'm talking about his chin. But despite that, I think Rebeshki's an exceptional fighter. He's the only guy to actually get him out of there. And against Esteban Ribovic, I love the way Loik Radzhabov came out of the gate in round three. Let him know right away, fuck that, I'm taking back this fight. And he did so. So I'm thinking he's just going to be a little too much. That's the prediction. Loik Radzhabov wins a decision. Of course, a knockout wouldn't surprise me. But my heart's not totally into the bet because, again, I see a lot of promise in Al-Sewady. I think he's a very clean, sharp striker, and he could tool Loik Radzhabov on the feet. And also, I have my own doubts in Radzhabov. So, heart's not into it, but just enough for me to have placed a small bet on my pick, Loik Radzhabov. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos. And comment below.